I see a lot of videos about the lifestyle of a one percenter and what's true and what's not from people that never earned the diamond patch in their life. You will never know what it's like until you've done it yourself. Me, I did it myself for many years and walked away. I went to Halloween events the Hells Angels throw here on the East Coast. I partied with the unknown bikers, the pagans, on the West Coast with the Mongols and Vagos, chosen few. I know what people say inside, and I know how it's perceived on the outside. Let's talk about the myths of being a member of an outlaw motorcycle club. Number one, you have to own a Harley Davidson to join an outlaw motorcycle club. Now, there are clubs that Harley Davidson is the first thing you have to have, even qualify. But the standard for most motorcycle clubs is American made. Indians, Victories are all accepted in almost every 1% club. How about a chopper? Those are not Harleys most of the time. I doubt if you have a badass chopper, you would get denied access into an outlaw motorcycle club. There's clubs like the Forasteros that you can only join if you own a chopper. I know clubs that you could ride a sport bike while you're prospecting and can't get fully patched until you get that American-made bike. Why is this the standard to American outlaw culture? The OGs that started these clubs were living at a time where World War II just went down and Japanese were in camps here in the US, seen as our enemies. So riding a bike made by them went against early outlaws' beliefs because they all came from the military. So not riding a Japanese bike was a big deal to the OGs of MC culture. This wasn't a small thing. They actually were in the trenches and seen these people as enemies. So riding their bikes was out. Number two, your old lady gets passed around. In some clubs, there are women that get passed around that wear a property of patch, but there are women that want to be wifed up by one of the club brothers, meaning they wear those in hopes that a club member will eventually meet them and want to be in a relationship with them. Once that member is in a relationship with them, instead of it saying property of and then the club, it will say property of and then it would have that brother's name. That's the difference. Some of these girls really want to be affiliated with the club so badly that they will get with the oldest OG just to be down. But I need you to understand property of. If you see that on the back of a biker vest, that means they are protected by the club. So that could be a girlfriend or a wife, but also a mother or a daughter. So you have to tread lightly. I've heard people time and time again ask if you're in a motorcycle club and a president or higher up tells you they want your girlfriend or your wife, do they get to sleep with her? One, if they ask you that, you are not ready to be an outlaw motorcycle club. My friend, you are too moist and not built for the outlaw lifestyle. Number two, it's just not true. Have members of MC secretly met up with their brothers' wives and completely blown their backs out? Yes, but if and when they get caught, let's just say it never ends well. Number three, you have to commit violent crimes to be in an outlaw motorcycle club. This is false. There are different kind of brothers in a club. Some brothers handle business, some are not built like that. Everyone is expected to hold their own and be a man. But to tell you the truth, I never saw so many legal guns in my life until I joined the Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Do you know how squeaky clean your record has to be to legally own a firearm? It's almost unheard of where I'm from in New York. Now, are crimes committed on a micro level? Yes. When you're serving drinks in a clubhouse and you don't have a liquor license, technically that's a crime. I would call it government overreach. You call it what you want to call it. Now, if you bump into a rival club, there's a good chance assaults or shootings will happen. This is part of the game. Number four, you can't hold a job in a 1% club. This is one of the most idiotic things I ever heard. How do you think these expensive ass Harleys get paid for with these high payments? All these bikers work regular jobs. It's not like the mafia where you sit at the table and your whole chapter makes money together. I wish it was like that, and I probably would still be in it if it was. I brought it up many times at the table, but the truth is, the higher ups pocket everything. That's the game. Now, is this a blanket statement for the entire culture? Of course not. Somewhere out there, there's a club sticking together, making money, and it doesn't always have to be illegal. They could be opening up shops and businesses. But the honest truth is they all work regular jobs. That's what I've seen. Number 5, motorcycle clubs are the same as gangs. This is 100% false. Do some indulge in some of the same kind of activities? Yes, but in the gang world, no one's sitting down. If you make a move on someone in MC culture, phone calls are made, sit downs are had. And I'm not saying in every situation. Some situations are on site, but there's logic to everything. In the gang world, there's no rules and regulations. You just gotta win. Make it home. That's it. When I first joined my club, I didn't understand why they wouldn't react right away. It was a different mindset. I was used to a faster pace. I would bring things up at the table and it was seen so ABC 1, 2, 3 to me, but I would look around and just, it seemed like it was a foreign language. Gangs are in crowded areas and rough neighborhoods. Motorcycle clubs are more, leave me alone, in the clubhouse, somewhere away from it all. The two are very different. Number 6, 1% clubs are all about being a tough guy. I would say it's like anything. The majority of the brothers just want to feel like they're part of a family. Now, when you get a whole bunch of men together, it becomes a Viking fest, a beat on your chest fest. This is just how it is with men. Everyone wants to be the king of the jungle. Everyone wants to be a president, so the girls say that's the leader right there. I never wanted that. Being a sergeant at arms was cool, but I never wanted the responsibility of being a president. But being a tough guy to others is not what it's about. Are there club members that are in it for that reason? Yes, but a lot of times, if you have a non-club problem with non-club members, some clubs will say that's not club business. What do you think about that? I strongly disagree. It's a coward's way out. Let's say your brother, your blood brother, gets into a situation and let's say he gets jumped by whoever, he just gets jumped. Are you gonna say that you're not gonna go help your brother because he wasn't fighting over your family name? It wasn't a family issue. You're not gonna say that. So to me, it's a cop-out. Some clubs do this. So that's why I say it's not about being tough. It's about being a man. Number 7, if you're really an outlaw, how can you follow laws? Being an outlaw does not mean that you just go out and look for crimes to commit. It means you committed to your club and its agenda and don't care what anyone else thinks. That's basically the culture in a nutshell. Do what you want to do and not worry about society's norms. But what happens is sometimes you start to fall into stereotypical biker norms. Sometimes. I never like being a carbon copy of anyone. I want to talk about higher level things and taking it to new heights, everything I do. So if you have that kind of mindset, Outlaw Motorcycle Club is not the place for you. And number 8, you always must prospect to join an Outlaw Motorcycle Club. Unfortunately, this is not true. If your brother is a president, a VP, a sergeant at arms, someone with pull in that movement, you're in. Some clubs will never allow this, but you'll be surprised how many clubs you know and love that I've seen do this. Also, you could be a patch over, which I think makes sense. Patch over is when a smaller club hands their vest in and becomes part of the bigger club. Sometimes they all patch over fully patched. Some clubs don't play and the chapter has to prospect as a chapter. So tell me in the comments some myths you heard of that maybe you need answered, and if there's enough of them, I'll do a part 2 to this. And get your Gosavelli motorcycle mask now. They're on www.demonsroad.com. I got another video where I sit down with Junior of the Mongols MC. It'll be linked above. Thank you for tuning in to Demons Road TV, the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.
Ooh.